Well, hello. My name is Inga and I come from Latvia. I work for Eurus and Public Employment Services, and today I will try to talk very briefly and tell you about living and working in Latvia. Well, we are locating at the Baltic, and we are the middle state of the Baltic states like Lithuania, which is below Latvia, and Estonia is upper. So we're just in the middle of Baltic states. Just general information about Latvia. We are about 2 million, I would say even a little bit less than 2 million inhabitants in the whole country, and almost half of it lives in the capital, which is Riga. And our country is divided in 4 regions, what you can see: Vidzeme, Kurzeme, Zemgale and Latgale. I'm originally from Latgale region, and I will show you on the map later on where it is. And we have different kind of ethnic groups, and the bigger part is Latvians. We have Russians, Belarusians, Ukrainians, Poles, Lithuanians and other nationalities living in Latvia. And we are Eurus member state and European Union member state since May 2004. It is very convenient that we have currency the same as in Italy and as in many other European countries. So it's easy, you do not have to change money. When you come to Latvia, it's euro what we use. International phone code. If you call from abroad, you have to put plus or 00371, and we are plus 1 hour now. So if it's now 1:30, it's 2:30 in Latvia. Languages official is Latvian. It's the only official language, and I would say this is quite important to know if you are keen to look for a job in Latvia and you would like to stay there for a longer period, because a lot of employers speak Latvian. The other languages widely spoken are Russian, English, German. Well, it depends, of course, from the area where you are looking for the job and what kind of profession you would like to explore. The official portal where you can find any information about, like also touristic information, is latvia.eu. And also the links to the other portals where you can find useful information about the country, about the nation, about whatever is about Latvia. And the Independence Day is November 18, which is very close. And just to know some more national public holidays. Why did I put this slide? It's just because that on national public holidays, if you're supposed to work, so if you are asked by your employer to work on a public holidays, it have to be paid in double. So from normal pay, it have to be paid like, for example, if you have your salary like 15 euros per day, it will be 30 euros per day for the public holidays if you work on those days which are mentioned right here. They are more or less the same as in many countries, like New Year's Day, Easter holidays, and so on. I will not call them all, but you can have a look on the slide. And of course, some useful words and phrases. If you come to Latvia, it is worth to know at least some basic, like yes, no, maybe, I don't know, and very important, I love you. A lot of people ask it, and Italians, I think they are like more loving population. So in Latvian it sounds like es tevi mīlu. Yeah. The most difficult part about pronunciation for foreigners in Latvian language is those long vocals, like jā, nē, lūdzu, mīlu, priekā. This for some people sounds really strange. They cannot produce it, those sounds, especially Sometimes it makes us a little bit smile because, for example, the word kaza or kazas, this is a goat or goat in plural, but kazas, this is a wedding. Well, misunderstanding sometimes, but we are very friendly. We are not laughing at foreigners. We try to help them to understand and to feel good in our country. And some statistics. I will not bother you with a lot of numbers, but just in general. Here you can see also the regions, what I called you. Kurzeme is on the coastline, the green one, what you see on the map. In the middle is Riga and Zemgala region, and upper a little bit with a pinky is Vidzeme, and I come from Latgala region, from Rezekne. You see it in the middle with 15.1% of unemployment rate. So in average, you see the unemployment rate is not very high. It was 7.9 at the end of September, but my region where I come from and where I live and work, Latgala, is the most highest unemployment rate. So this might mean for job seekers that there is not so easy to find a job in that region, and it is maybe more wise to look for the job in the regions with a lower unemployment rate. But if we talk about women's and men's, it's almost the same. Women's a little bit more, as you can see on the percentage. This is the forecast, which is available online, but I have to say it's only for in Latvian. It is from our Public Employment Services webpage. You saw it on the first slide, and I will show it a little bit later as well. This is what any person can make a forecast, like make a dot, which kind of data he or she would like to search for. And here I did the search for the data of short-term forecast of labor for the most demanded professionals. And you can see here that at the moment and in the nearest future, it will be the most demanded house builders, building and related electricians, plasterers, civil engineers, and so on. I will not tell a whole the list, but it doesn't mean that exactly those professions will be like the most demanded. It's just the forecast, so you have to bear in mind that this is not the exact numbers and the exact information that only these kind of professions are needed, not at all. And the same forecast, but for the least demanded professionals. You can see here it's for woodworking machine tool sellers and operators, it's for butchers, fishmongers and related food preparers, firefighters, and so on. This is a short-term forecast, and as I said, it doesn't mean that those professionals will not or will never find a job between this period till April 2017. It just shows the tendency of what we have at the moment at the labor market. And if we are talking about the ministry level, they have a report on medium and long-term labor market forecasts, and it says that demand will exceed for skilled agriculture, forestry, and fishery workers. Why? It's because that a huge number of workers at the moment in these sectors are quite aged, and relatively slow number of newcomers, and that's why in the future it might be shortage of these kind of workers, and it might be the possibility for those who are in this sector looking for work. Some information about working conditions. We have a state minimum salary, and at the moment it is 370 euro per month. It is gross, and starting next year it will be 380 euro per month. I would say that this is really small amount, and not in many places if you earn this money you could survive, because the expenses for living, for food, for dresses for living is even higher than the month's salary. And I will have an example of gross and net salary, so the calculation of what you will get in your pocket after taxes withdrawn. And if we see the statistics about the average salary, for last year it was 880 euros. As I told you, we are regionally different, and the salary also differs from the region. And the highest salaries are in Riga, in the capital, as probably in many countries. And the lowest is in my region, where I come from in Latgala. Well, the income tax is a flat rate. It's 23%. What is withdrawn from the salary, but I will show you on an example. There are social contributions. They are obligatory. When the person signed the contract, the employer is the one who have to show the employee to the services responsible for social contributions that the person is correctly withdrawn with social contributions. Employee itself doesn't pay any taxes. It is withdrawn from the salary. So it is just on the paper what you see, how much you pay, but you get on the pocket on like net salary the amount what you can spend on your own, and you do not have to pay any extra. Of course, if you are self-employed, you have to deal with all the social contributions and taxation yourself. But if you are as an employee, then the employer deals with the taxes and social insurance. Well, working time is normal, 40 hours per week, and maximum overtime is 8 hours, so 48 hours per week. And as I told, for holidays it has to be paid in double, and for overtime, which is more than 48 hours, it also has to be paid in double. Vacation normally is 4 weeks, but it can be also a longer period, depends on some collective agreements or some special deals with your employer, but by law you are entitled to 4 weeks vacation. Written contract have to be like written. You cannot conduct a mutual agreement that you are going to do some work. You have to sign the contract like 2 originals. One stays by the employer and one stays by you, by the employee. For the further information of living and working, you can search for Euros portal or Your Europe. It's not especially for Latvia, but also this is very useful and easy to read information, easy to understand. So if you just type Your Europe on any search engine, it will show up, and you can have their information about living, about studying, about taxation, about social insurance, and so on. About also doing your business, like how to start your business and so on. Employment contract, as I already taught, have to be in written. It have to contain the information about the contracting parties, so the name, surname, identity, and so on. The date when employment is to start, so the date when you start working, anticipated duration. Usually by law, all the contracts have to be for indefinite time, but sometimes, like seasonal works or any other options, it might be also finite term, but it have to state in the contract till what time, till what date you are going to work. The place of work, for sure, it have to be in the contract as well. Employee's profession, it is tradecraft for what kind of profession employee is going to do with the employer. The amount what will be paid, the working time, And annual leave, any period of notice, usually it's not longer than 3 months by law in Latvia. So in 3 months, it is the period when you or employer can decide, are you good enough or not? Are you suitable for the job? And if not, then it's you can break your contract and look for any other options. And if there are any collective agreements which apply, it is also have to be shown in the employment contract as well. More information about what exactly conditions have to be met as employment conditions, I mean, you can find under State Labor Inspectorate homepage, which is vdi.gov.lv. This Labor Inspectorate is also responsible for keeping an eye on what is going on, like does employers do everything by law, and if you have any doubts about something that your employer does not right and you cannot communicate with your employer, you cannot get any answers, this is the organization, State Labor Inspectorate, to turn with your complaints about something is going wrong with your employment. And here is an example of what I promised to you. Gross net calculation. This is an example for the average salary in Latgale for the employee with one dependent. Well, if you have, for example, this 564 on the paper, which is also on your contract, for example, then personal allowance per month is 75 euro, which is minus that gross amount. Then if you have dependents, for each dependent, it will minus 175, and then social security tax, and it will make a taxable income. Afterwards, it counts personal income tax, and at the end you have your number, what you will have on your bucket. So you can see it's about 30% what you pay in taxes and contributions from the gross salary. But in the contract, have to state the gross salary, not the net, but the gross salary. Remember it, yeah? So it not be the amount which is in the contract, in the labor contract, you will get less. So minus all the taxes and social security. I know it's a little bit difficult, but when you have questions, we are always on the line and can help you to deal with those questions. And a little bit, I will not gonna tell you in depth, but Social Security is the state social insurance agency responsible for social insurance. This agency also gets all the social contributions paid by your employer. And this agency is also responsible for portable documents. If you have you ever heard about those portable documents like U1, U2, A1, no forms? Well, if you are unemployed and registered with your public employment services, you have right to go abroad and to look for job abroad. And if in this period you receive an unemployment benefit and you ask for U2 from the agency, from your country agency, with this portable document U2, you can search for the work in other country with no losing your job seeker allowance, or how can we call it? You have to bring this U2 form with you to the country where you're going to look for a job and register this. And you will continue to receive your unemployment benefit at least for 3 months, or in some cases you can prolong it till 6 months, but no longer than you have this period of unemployment benefit. Well, I will healthcare. A little bit back. So in my country, I'm not sure how it is in Italy, but in Latvia, unemployment benefit is not paid by the public employment service. It is this agency, social insurance agency, is responsible for paying unemployment benefit. Public employment services where I work, we register the unemployed people, but the money, the benefits gives the other agency, this one. Okay, is it clear? And healthcare. Well, anyone can get healthcare and in Latvia, but it is divided like covered by state budget, and here are the groups who are covered by state budget. All the others can have it on a price list, so you will have to pay more than normally covered by the state budget. And this, in our case, National Health Service is responsible authority for portable documents like S1, S2, S3, and European Health Insurance Card. In Italian, you can see it. I will not pronounce because la tessera europea de assicurazione malattia. I don't know is it correct or not, but this kind of European health insurance card is necessary when you move around for shorter or longer periods, especially if you are a student, or if you are a job seeker, or if you are on a business trip in any other country. If something happens, you show this European health insurance card within the medical institution, and it will let you get the same service as the locals. And usually it is given free of charge. And I think that in Italy it's the same what you got when you register for doctor. On the opposite side, it is this European health insurance card, because in Germany it is so. In Italy, I'm not sure, sorry, but it should be, probably. In Latvia, we have, when we register for the doctor, we do not have automatically this European health insurance card. We have to take it as an extra. It is free of charge, and it is valid. In our case, if we take it in Latvia, it is valid for 3 years. But I have to say that you have to follow and have to bear in mind that this health insurance card shows in which period and which country is responsible and covering your social and health security. When you start working for other country, in other country, and you are paying the social contribution in that country, health insurance card stops working, and because you are covered under legislation of other country. Okay? And for example, if you move from Italy to Latvia, till you find job, EHIC, this European health insurance card will cover if something happens. When you start working in Latvia, you will be covered under Latvian insurance, and if you would like to go for, I don't know, abroad for some period, you would have to ask for health insurance card in Latvia. Clear? And the same with Italy. So if you move around, just keep in mind that this is very useful to have it in your pocket. Recognitions of qualifications. This is important if you are a student and you would like to continue studies in Latvia. Then it's academic recognition. And in case you would like to have kind of profession which is regulated in Latvia, then this is professional recognition. For some professions, this is automatic, so you just give your papers to the authority. In this case, this is Academic Information Center, and the contact information you see on the slide. And they look through the papers and say, do you have to have any extra courses, or do you have to have any extra license to be issued, or what else do you have to start work in certain profession? But it is only for regulated professions. Regulated professions in Latvia, the list of them, you can find on this Academic Information Center webpage. Okay? It is also available in English, but you have to put this language, to choose the language. Well, prerequisites to find a job in Latvia, it's more or less the same as in any country. Latvian employers value good academic background, and it is very important to know languages like Latvian or Russian is the most spoken, as I told you in the beginning of this presentation. CV doesn't have to be very certain, as in German case, what you heard. It doesn't have to state so critically all the information of what happened in your life, but it has to be adapted to the profession what you are looking for. So if you apply, for example, as a carpenter, make sure that you show the skills and the experience and education which fits the carpentry works. It is not obligatory to show, for example, if you ever had worked as a nanny or as a, I don't know, babysitter or whatever it could be, if it doesn't explain any additional value for these carpentry works. Okay, and yes, Latvian employers also accepts Europass format, so if you have it already, it is good. As you might know, Europass now is also connected with Euros portal. So if you are registering to Euros portal and you already have your Europass, you can upload it easily to Euros portal. Driving license, in some cases, it's an advantage. And at the end, I would emphasize again the language. Latvian language, in some cases, it's a must. And here are some useful web pages where you can find information about how to learn it, and online teaching and learning Latvian, mācību-mācies.valoda.lv, or on Latvian Language Agency portal, you can find useful web pages where and how to learn the language. It is not very complicated, you just have to start. Places to look for job adverts. The main, what you can start is our public employment services, which is nva.gov.lv, and CV vacancies portal, what I already told you about, but it is available only in Latvian. In this case, if you do not know and you do not understand Latvian language, you could use any translators, online translators, what could be helpful for you. Of course, you could turn to Euros services, to us as Euros advisors. We are 6 in Latvia, and we can give you a personal advice what to do, where to look, or to search for a job for you, and to check the database, do we have the vacancies, what you are looking for or not. European jobdays.eu, this is an online recruitment platform which we are using today as well. It is worth to read newspapers. Some of them are also online, and the most, the bigger ones are Diena and Latvijas avīze. You can use other internet portals for job search, and one I think very good is job search, visidarbi.lv. This is not public, this is the private, so please double check with the information, because as far as I know, in Italy it is said by law that any employer who is looking for a person have to put the advertisement with the public employment services. It is not in Latvia. So it is voluntary. If employer wants to put the advertisement within public employment services, he or she is welcome. We are always happy to cooperate, but is not set by law. So we have only small share of job vacancies, and it is up to employer to choose the way and the resources how to look for employers and where to put his or her advertisement. Okay. Use your personal contacts like social network, I don't know if you have any friends or family members, then tell them that you are keen to look for job, and use also applications for companies, and you can look for the company's contact information within Yellow Pages, which is the first 1188.lv. It is available in English as well, or company's register is lursoft.lv. You can use private recruitment agencies, but bear in mind that they have to be licensed. They have to have a license, and the list of the agencies which have already their license you will find under Public Employment Service webpage nva.gov.lv. And of course, as an addition, as an extra, you can register with EURES portal, which will make you a chance to make your job search more you create a job search profile and it works for you. You do not have to be all the time online. This job profile will do automatic match with the vacancies which are on the EURES portal. I will try to be very quick because I think I'm out of time. For starting a business in Latvia, you have to register your company. You can be a self-employed, individual trader, or a limited company or partnership. It depends on what you are going to do and what you are interested in. And for further information, what to do, what to start with, it is good to contact with Enterprise Register or Investment and Development Agency of Latvia. They have a lot of useful information for business beginners. Registration procedures. You can stay within the country for 3 months without any registration. But if you want to stay longer, then you have to apply for a residence certificate. And this is made by the Office of Citizenship and Migration Affairs. It's very easy. You can just go there, show the identity, the address where you live, and make registration. The portable documents, what I told you about, this is also, if you have them, you have to register them within the country where you come. And the recognition of professions, I already told you. Also, if you would like to practice any regulated profession, you have to have this professional recognition. EURES, of course, can help you, and we in Latvia are 6 EURES advisors. You can contact us by sending an email to eures@nva.gov.lv, or you can find our contacts also on EURES portal and on our Public Employment Services portal at the address you see on the slide. EURES portal, and the European Job Days portal also is very useful for job seekers. Again, one more slide for useful web pages about Latvia. Here, under those pages, you will find direct information about the taxes, about tourism, migration, social insurance, and so on. And Embassy of Italy in Latvia has its own page. So if you have anything with you in Latvia, just call them, contact them, and ask for help. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I will be glad to answer now, or we have time. We do not have time. Okay. I'm still here in the stands till the end of the day, and you can come and talk to me.
your attention.